I'm Jennifer Van Berklio, online editor for Power Engineering. Panda Power Funds, Siemens, and Bechtel dedicated the 758-megawatt Panda Sherman Power Project in Texas 2 weeks ahead of schedule. Siemens delivered 2 gas turbines, 1 steam turbine, 3 generators, and provided $35 million for the construction phase. Bechtel provided project management, EPC, and startup services and led the commissioning. With the advanced emission control technology, the power plant is one of the cleanest plants in the nation. The facility also represents the second modern flex plant in the state. The cost of electricity and natural gas will increase by nearly $300 billion in 2020 compared to 2012 prices, according to a new report conducted by Energy Ventures Analysis. The report states that the EPA's Clean Power Plan will force annual residential electricity and natural gas costs to rise by $680 or 35%. The study predicts electricity costs will increase by $177 billion, and natural gas will see an increase of $107 billion in 2020 compared with 2012. The industrial sector will be significantly impacted, with costs approaching $200 billion in 2020, nearly double of that cost from 2012. Now let's shoot over to Tim Miser, who's filling in for Sharon Dodson with today's nuclear headline.
Thank you, Jennifer. Nuclear negotiators have failed to meet a Monday deadline for a deal that would ease international concerns about Iran's atomic program and are poised to extend the negotiations for a comprehensive agreement until July 2015. Under the terms of limited agreements reached after a frenetic 6 days of talks in Vienna, a political accord is to be completed by March 1st, with final details contained in annexes to be sealed by July 1st. Iran, the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council, and Germany had set a deadline of Monday at midnight to come to a final agreement on a mechanism whereby Iran's pathway to develop a nuclear weapon would be closed in return for relief from international sanctions. Instead, British Foreign Secretary Philip Hammond said it was not possible to meet the deadline due to wide gaps on well-known points of contention, including levels of uranium enrichment and the number of centrifuges Iran would be allowed to operate. He stressed that while July 1st was the new deadline for a comprehensive deal, the expectation was that broad agreement would be in place by March 1st. In the interim, expert-level talks will resume in December at an undetermined venue, and Iran will receive about $700 million per month in frozen assets. Monday's result matched earlier word that negotiations had turned two-track, with the sides still racing to reduce differences at the negotiating table, but also working on how long to extend the talks. U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry and the Iranian Foreign Minister agreed on Sunday to start discussion on the extension, as it became clear that it would be hard to bridge the differences between them before the deadline. On Monday, Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi said that negotiators were still having consultations on a final agreement that meets both U.S. demands for strict curbs on Tehran's nuclear program and Iran's push for sanctions relief, also suggesting that moves toward an immediate deal had not yet been abandoned. That's the nuclear news for today. I'm Tim Miser, Associate Editor for Power Engineering Magazine.
Okay. Thanks, Tim. In other news, ACCIONA Windpower will supply 55 turbines to the 165-megawatt Cameron wind farm owned by the IKEA Group. The wind farm, located near Brownsville, Texas, adds to IKEA's commitment to produce as much renewable energy as the company consumes globally by 2020. The project also represents the single largest renewable energy investment made by the IKEA Group to date. Delivery is slated for mid-2015, and the project is expected to reach commercial operation in late 2015. PowerGen International is right around the corner. PowerGen is December 9th through the 11th at the Orange County Convention Center in Orlando. Throughout the years, PowerGen International has covered it all, providing a world stage for the innovations, ideas, and solutions that have formed our industry for more than 2 decades. With a record-setting attendance of more than 22,000 attendees, 90 countries, and 1,400 exhibitors, there's simply no other place to be for education, networking, and new business development. To register, visit power-gen.com/register. Well, that's your power generation news for now. Thanks for watching, and be sure to look for this newscast twice a week on the Power Engineering website. And you can always connect with our editors and join in on the discussions on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. For Power Engineering News, I'm Jennifer Van Berklio.